Welcome to the ATC Life Builders Podcast, your go-to space where the intricate links between our minds and hearts unveil their secrets within the realm of leadership. I'm your host, James Oviedo, and in today's episode, we'll cover the intriguing concept of heart-brain coherence and its importance for leaders. Dive with us as we explore how this fascinating connection boosts decision-making and emotional intelligence. Whether you're at the helm of a corporation, steering a small team, supervising, or in a relationship with other human beings, understanding the link between your heart and brain could be your game changer. Stay tuned as we unlock the mysteries of the heart-brain bond and reveal how it can transform your leadership style. Heart-brain coherence may sound like a concept straight out of a sci-fi novel, but it's actually a very real and vital component of effective leadership. There's lots of research and information supporting its validity. At its core, heart-brain coherence refers to a state where the heart and mind are in sync, working together harmoniously. This is not just a metaphor for feeling good. It's a measurable state where the heart's rhythm patterns are coherent, leading to mental clarity, emotional balance. So, why is this coherence so important for decision making? Imagine facing a tough call, one where the stakes are high and the pressure's on. In such moments, leaders benefit immensely from a foundation of clarity and composure that comes from being in a coherent state. The heart's signals to the brain can significantly affect our ability to make clear, confident decisions. When we are incoherent, we might find ourselves clouded by stress, overwhelmed by emotions, or simply torn between too many conflicting thoughts. Good leaders are also expected to have a high degree of emotional intelligence, and this is another area where heart-brain coherence plays a starring role. With enhanced coherence, a leader can maintain a balanced emotional state. This helps to navigate complex social interactions, empathize with team members, and respond to challenges without being overtaken by emotional reactivity. Imagine the advantage this gives you in relationships with friends, family, or in any human relationship encounter. You see, it's not about suppressing emotions, but rather about understanding and managing them effectively, a cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It's fascinating to consider how our physiology can impact our leadership capabilities. The heart, this powerful organ we often associate with emotions, literally communicate with the brain, sending it signals that affect our emotional processing, attention, perception, memory, and problem solving. This implies that the heart-brain coherence can impact nearly every aspect of how we lead our teams, organizations, and ourselves. Now, let's not forget about the role of intuition in leadership. You've likely heard successful leaders often say they went with their gut. Well, that gut feeling often arises from a state of coherence. Interestingly enough, both hemispheres work together to solve problems. Updated research has indicated that there's no hemispheric dominance. It's important to note that there are questions and decisions that cannot be answered in rational ways. It's in these moments that we're confronted with decision-making crossroads. Do we listen to the calculated voice of our brain, or do we trust the intuitive whispers of our heart? Consider personal relationships. These are often governed less by reason and more by emotion. You might have a gut feeling about someone that no amount of reasoning in the world can shake. The heart can sometimes pick up on subtle cues that the brain rationalizes away. Artistic expression is another domain led by the heart. The passion and emotions encapsulated in a piece of art can't always be dissected by logic. It's a process that defies strict analysis because it flows from a place deeper than conscious thought. It taps into the essence of human experience. The heart pushes us towards choices that align with our core values and our authentic selves. It's not just to say that logic doesn't have a place, but in the tapestry of life, some threads are woven with the heart, giving color and warmth in ways the brain alone cannot. It's important to note that in 1991, it was discovered the heart has 40,000 neurons called sensory neurites that are similar to neurons in the brain. The circuitry enables it to act independently of the cranial brain. to learn, remember, and even feel and sense. When the heart and brain are aligned, intuition can surface more clearly, guiding leaders to make choices that might not be obvious from a purely rational standpoint, but turn out to be incredibly effective. As we further explore the fascinating topic, we discover the immense power of coherence and how cultivating it can transform the way leaders think, feel, and act. So, as we move forward, we'll dig deeper into the science behind the heart brain connection and find out just how we can tap into this superpower to become more effective, intuitive, and balanced leaders. So, let's dive into the science that stitches the heart and brain together in an intricate dance, a relationship that reveals a lot about us as leaders. Believe it or not, the heart sends more signals to the brain than vice versa. Yes, that's right. Our hearts communicate within our brains in ways that truly matter, especially for those at the helm of any team or organization. Studies have shown that the heart and brain are in a constant state of conversation through the nervous system, hormones, and more. A term that pops up in this field is heart rate variability, or HRV for short. HRV is the measure of variation in time between each heartbeat, and it's considered a marker of how well your body can adapt to stress. Now, why does that matter to a leader? Well, high HRV is associated with better mental cognitive function and emotional equilibrium, qualities you definitely want if you're leading and taking charge. Here's where it gets super interesting. When you feel positive emotions like gratitude, love, kindness, your heart rhythm pattern becomes more coherent, smoother, and more orderly. And when you're in this state of heart coherence, the brain's functions are enhanced. We're talking improved attention, clarity, and problem solving capabilities. Essentially, being in a positive emotional state tunes your physiology for better performance. And who doesn't want that, right? On the other hand, stress, frustration, or anger can lead to incoherent heart pattern, which, as you might guess, does not bode well for our cognitive functions. It's kind of like trying to listen to a symphony while someone next door is blasting polka music. Not exactly harmonious. But the big question is, can we control this? Are we really at the mercy of our emotions? Heart Math Institute says, not exactly. Their research suggests that by using techniques to control breathing and evoke positive emotions, we can intentionally get our heart into a coherent state. And this can, in turn, have positive effects on the brain and overall performance. A gold nugget of wisdom for leaders looking to stay on top of their game. So, when we talk about heart brain coherence in leadership, we're tapping into the scientifically backed symphony of internal systems to not just better ourselves, but to be more resilient, adaptive, and emotionally intelligent human beings. Now, let's carry this thought as we move forward to discuss real world techniques that will help leaders walk the talk of heart brain coherence. Enhancing heart brain coherence isn't just a lofty goal, it's a practical strategy with tangible techniques to amplify your leadership capabilities. So let's break down some hands on methods that you as a leader can start applying right away. First up is the power of focused breathing. It's something so simple yet undeniably powerful. Leaders can set aside a few moments and minutes each day, perhaps before a big meeting or during a moment of quiet, to practice deep, rhythmic breathing. Inhale slowly, count to 5, hold for a moment, then exhale steadily for another count of 5. This helps to shift the body into a coherent state, synchronizing the heart and brain and fostering clear, calm decision making. Another effective technique is cultivating positive emotions. As a leader, your emotional state can directly influence your team. Take time each day to reflect on gratitude or compassion and allow these feelings to wash over you. This practice can actually strengthen the heart brain connection and lead you to make more empathetic leadership decisions. Visualization can also play a key role in achieving heart brain coherence. Leaders can visualize successful outcomes to challenges, imagining the steps and emotions involved in reaching those goals. By doing so, you prime your heart and brain to work together towards these envisioned achievements, making them more attainable. Another tool in your arsenal could be the practice of mindfulness and present moment awareness. during your day-to-day activities, make a conscious effort to be fully present and aware. This mindfulness helps to align the heart and brain, leading to more focus and effective leadership. Engage in regular physical exercise that you enjoy, whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or any physical activity that elevates your heart rate. It's all good for heart-brain coherence. Physical exercise generates a cascade of physiological events that promote synchronization between these two vital organs. Lastly, consider implementing short, regular sessions of heart coherence meditation. Many organizations now encourage this practice as part of their leadership development programs. These sessions can involve guided meditations, which significantly aim to create harmony between the heart and mind. Each of these techniques, while beneficial on their own, become even more potent when combined and practiced regularly. As a leader, integrating these strategies into your routine can result in improved communication, decision-making, and emotional stability, ultimately leading to a more inspired and cohesive team. So why not give them a try and observe the transformation in your leadership style? And most importantly, as a human being, are you ready for some real life inspiration? In early 2000, in one of my postgraduate and doctoral studies, I was introduced to heart-brain coherence. Today, I'm still tapping into the personal side of heart-brain coherence, whether in leadership roles or in relationships. I've experienced firsthand the power of aligning heart and brain, and let me tell you, the accounts truly underscore the potency of this practice. I was skeptical at first, brushing off heart-brain coherence as just another corporate buzzword. I thought these types of ideas were nonsense. I underwent a period of intense stress, feeling torn between my mind's logical analysis and my heart's intuition. After learning about heart-brain coherence, I started incorporating it in my meditation and focused breathing into my everyday routine. This small change made a monumental difference. Not only did my decision-making become more fluid, but my team also noticed a more composed and present leader before them. The changes I made after attending a workshop during my studies improved relationships with my colleagues, developed me into having a more empathetic leadership style, and perhaps most surprisingly to me, better overall health and decreased stress levels, which I'm actually in the middle of similar experience. At that time, in my early introduction to heart-brain coherence, I also observed a significant uptick in team productivity to this newfound balance within myself. Every leader I've ever discussed using heart-brain coherence has their unique narrative, but a common thread weaves through their experiences: the undeniable impact of heart-brain coherence on leadership effectiveness. They've seen not just in the boardroom, but in their interactions with their teams, their approach to problem solving, and even how they envision the future of their respective organizations. What these testimonials reveal is that the journey towards heart-brain coherence isn't just about professional benefit. It's a holistic transformation with ripple effects that touch every corner of a leader's life. Whether you're at the head of a small team or steering a large corporation, the personal experiences of leaders like myself and mentors I've met along the way prove that a little heart-brain synergy can go a long way. Employing heart coherence techniques isn't just a one-off remedy. It's an ongoing commitment to harmonizing your emotional and cognitive faculties. And as we've heard today, it's a commitment that can redefine the way you lead and live your life. Stay tuned as we continue exploring how such coherence can be cultivated daily and its impact on the spaces we navigate as leaders. So let's dive into now, as a leader, how you can implement heart-brain coherence on a daily basis. This isn't just about you. It's about fostering a positive work environment and shaping and empowering a company culture. First things first, let's start with mindfulness. It's crucial to take moments throughout your day to check in with yourself. That means pausing during the hustle, breathing deeply, and noticing the beat of your own heart. It's during these moments that you can ask yourself, is my decision aligned with my deeper understanding and empathy? Or is it just a reactive thought? Speaking of being reactive, let's talk about the pace of your work. Slowing down can actually enhance your effectiveness. You might be wondering, how does doing less help me do more? Well, when you slow down, you make room for coherence to take the wheel, leading to more intentional actions rather than knee-jerk reactions. Now, let's touch upon communication, integral to leadership, right? When communicating with your team, pay attention not just to what you say, but also to the emotions behind your words. Ensure that your verbal and nonverbal cues are coherent and convey a sense of understanding and stability. This practice alone can dramatically transform team dynamics. Empathy comes next. Genuinely consider your team's perspective, not just as a box to tick, but as a habitual practice. When your team feels seen and understood, trust flourishes, and with trust comes a more cohesively functioning work environment. Let's also consider meetings, often the bane of the workday, right? Begin each meeting with a moment of collective stillness. Just a minute of synchronized breathing can unify everyone's heart rhythms, setting the stage for more productive and coherent discussions. And don't forget the importance of feedback. Encourage a culture where constructive feedback flows back and forth both ways. When feedback is rooted in a coherent state of mind, it's more about growth and less about criticism. Finally, it's all about reflection. And each day with a personal debrief should end that way. Reflect on how you went. Don't criticize yourself, but recognize patterns and make small adjustments for the next day. By consistently practicing these strategies, you carve a path not only towards personal coherence, but also towards nurturing a work environment that resonates with shared purpose and clarity. An environment where every individual feels aligned and in sync, where the team operates not just with the mind or the heart, but with both in harmony. And that brings us to the end of our exploration into heart-brain coherence, a vital force for any leader striving for excellence. I can attest to its value personally. We've unpacked the meaning behind this compelling concept, touched on profound scientific evidence backing, and delved into my experience in how I was able to harness its power as well. We've also learned some tangible techniques to bring this synergy into our daily leadership practice, fostering environments where both individuals and organizations can thrive. Thank you for joining us on the ATC Life Builders podcast. We hope you've been inspired to consider the influential bond between the heart and the brain in your leadership journey. Remember, coherence is not just about the science, it's about the symphony created when the heart and mind play in unison. Until next time, keep leading with your heart and wisdom. Continue to follow us. Thank you.